Yo. You are here again at another Tuesday, and you are here for another edition of the Black Bottom Roscast. So let's go.
Are no paper, no phone, no texting, no writing, nobody telling me what to say. This from the brain, from the heart, from the soul, from the streets. I'm a bitch from the streets. I get that money. I get that money. Bitch, give me what you got. I
All right. This is some water. This is some fruit. Roll you a blunt. Now you a beer. Get you a cocktail. Drink you some juice. Please leave the pills alone. Them motherfuckers will kill you. Let's go.
Chicago, nigga. What a night, people dancing in slow motion, blurry eyes. But I've had enough, it's time to say goodbye. 3 a.m. as I'm walking home with a smile. Smoky moon, like a shiver, all the shadows fade away. All your streets are empty, lights begin to sway. 4 a.m. as I think, oh, star Kamala. Sometimes I picture how life had been in Paris or New York or Shanghai. But you know what they say, East or West, our home is space. Warming rays, golden sunlight as the city wakes. Oh, my love for you will never fade away. 5 a.m. as I sing, oh, Stockholm love. Stockholm love. Sometimes I picture how life had been in Paris or New York or Shanghai. But you know what they say, East or West, our home is best. Warming rays, golden sunlight as the city wakes. Oh, my love for you will never fade away. 5 a.m. as I sing, oh, Stockholm love.
Oh my gosh. The music is
Stockholm love.
Chicago, nigga.
wiggling. I want some perfection. Ever since we met last night, I've been trying to keep my distance. I just want to play my cards right. It takes one false move and you'll be gone. But maybe it's alright. I can't tell if it's the right moment, but baby, anyhow, I can't hold it in anymore. Cause it's starting to come out. It's starting to come out. I've been holding it in for too long. Yeah, it's starting to come out. It's starting to come out. And I can't pretend anymore. Oh, I'm yours. Never thought I'd even try. After just one day, it's special, yeah. But there is something in your eyes. Ooh, one false move and you'll be gone. You made me, it's alright. I can't tell if it's the right moment, but baby, anyhow, I can't hold it in anymore. No, cause it's starting to come out. It's starting to come out. I've been holding it in for too long. Too long. Yeah, it's starting to come out. It's starting to come out. And I can't pretend anymore. Ooh, I'm yours. Starting to come out. Starting to come out. Starting to come out. Oh, I'm yours. Starting to come out. Starting to come out. Oh, I'm yours.
Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Penso na história que guardo na memória. São muitos céus azuis, muito blues. Penso na distância que andei quando criança pra poder ir trabalhar. Eu já sei remar contra a maré, mas não venha me pedir pra andar de ré, pois é. Eu cresci no gueto, eu cresci com preto. Não é você que vai fazer eu me enganar. alegria, nem tudo era dureza. Tinha natureza e o mar pra mergulhar. Eu já sei remar contra a maré, mas não venha me pedir pra andar de ré, pois é. Ah, já sou gato escaldado nessa trilha ando descalço. Não é você que vai fazer eu tropeçar ou duvidar ou tropeçar ou duvidar.
Chicago, nigga.
You dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
here at the Ross Cast. Come on, let's go.
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. It's not hard to fool me, 'cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yeah, lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all, to the edge of it all. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find a better one. Yeah, susceptible now, before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find a better one. Ooh, Chicago, susceptible now. It's not a problem.
Let's go.
Cause I know what I'm getting into.
We back at it.
Yeah.
We are back at it.
Nothing can stop me. Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find a better one. Yeah, susceptible now.
Everybody,
For the moment flies.
we out here again.
So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find a better one. Susceptible now, before the moment flies.
Yo, we are back.
You want to come home with me tonight? It's been a while.
So what is it this time? You just want to be held, or you want the LD?
What you think it is? I want the LD, baby. And then I want to be held. That's all right with you?
You know me. It's my duty to please that booty.
DJ, let's kill. Don't kill. Kill.
Am I the meanest? Sure enough. Am I the prettiest? Sure enough. Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town? Sure enough. Well, who am I? Sure enough. Who am I? Sure enough. I can't hear you. Sure enough. Am I the...
All right. Peace and blessings, everybody. I hope everyone's doing all right. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting night tonight. we gonna put some shit out there tonight, and it's election night. Hope you voted. Utilize your right that it was given to you to do the right thing, to put the right people into play, to do what we need to do in this community. It's going to be a long night. So before we get started, this here live is sponsored by Ice House. Duff. Fiji water. Gotta put that love in your body. Some juice. My man Big Mike said, in the word of the game. How's everybody doing tonight? It's been a wild and interesting time right now. This election has made people pick sides. This election has made people see things that they probably didn't think they won't see. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. Allergy season is at an all-time high. I mean, I hate that I had to deal with the allergies. But it is what it is. But I'm going to say this right now. Before we get started on anything on the topics that we do on our platform, shout out to all my my moderators and stuff like that. But hey, listen, I'm going to only say this one time. If you're here to put personal business in our chat room instead of talking to each other off script in my email, face to face, or all that, you gotta go. We're not about to do that in this platform. The Black Bottom Roscast is not some random page that just goes off the cuff and just do some other stuff because you feel a certain way or we have certain disagreements or whatever. I mean, we can have disagreements. Understand that. But be respectful. Be intelligent. And be mindful of what you're doing. Because what we're not going to do is have my chat room be on some other shit. I'm not about to do that. I will kick people off. Out of there. Out of there. Out of there. If you don't respect my chat room. We can have disagreements. We can have whatever the discussion of the matter is, or the subject of the night. If you feel a certain way about whatever we talk about, we can discuss that. But personal shit, leave that shit up out of here, man. Don't do that again. Ever. Because I don't do it. This is my shit. So please respect what I'm doing. We can have disagreements, we can have discussions, we can have misunderstandings. It happens. It's a part of life. But please don't do that up in here, man. Please don't do it. Anybody. I've dealt with enough fucking bullshit in my 53 years of my fucking existence on this planet. Please don't do that. I am trying to build a platform to be positive, to give information, to the fellowship, to build all that. That's what I'm on when I do this platform. I'm not on this to fucking, it's all about, what the fuck he done did now. I'm not perfect. And I admit that. I'm not a saint. I admit that too. But ain't nobody else out here better than me. Ain't nobody else out here perfect either. We all make mistakes. We all make bad decisions. We all do the moves that we maybe shouldn't have done. But because you want to fucking put something on somebody else that makes you better, I had somebody this past Friday just try to come at me reckless on some dummy shit. Like literally want to fight me at my place of fucking employment. Because whatever the fuck he got going on in his life, he almost got his fucking head knocked off. Thank God for my wife. Thank God for me having some kind of sense. Thank God for me having some kind of temperament. Because I knocked this shit off his fucking block. This ain't the platform, man. You want bullshit and drama and all that other shit? Go to World Star. This ain't that. Well, I didn't get a call. So I don't know. What was your area code? Because I don't just answer random phone calls on my phone that I'm not familiar with. So if you was calling me and I don't know your number, I'm not going to answer. And it ain't nothing against you. I just don't. If I'm not familiar with a number, I'm not going to answer it. I got too much, and then a lot of times when people call me, it's when I'm working. So, what? What you want me to do? Stop what I'm doing? Is it life or death? Did you leave a text message? No. So if it was really important, if I didn't answer the call, text me. Trust me, I'll get it on the end. Or inbox me. Or fucking email me. Let's understand something. I'm a busy person. I do a lot of damn things. So if you want to get in contact with me directly, you either hit me on blackbottomrodcast@gmail.com, or if you are a person that know my number, you hit me directly. And if I don't answer the phone, if I'm not familiar with the number, text me. I understand that. And I'm not mad about it. But what I'm not going to do is put this platform on what I'm doing all about me. Because this ain't about me. So shout out to everybody that's tuning in right now. I'm double streaming, struggle streaming. I'm on both my platforms. I'm on Facebook as well as YouTube. If you are not subscribed to my YouTube page, please go over to the YouTube, type in Black Bottom Broadcast, hit the subscribe and the bell button and the like on the way in. I need some algorithm. I appreciate some of the newer people that subscribe over the last couple of weeks. And yeah, I'm glad that everybody's tuning in. Oh, okay. If you're talking about the trip, yeah, my wife told me about it. We can talk about it, but man, hit me about that later. We got to talk about some other stuff right now, and I know it's about what I've always been on for a long time, and we're gonna talk about that on another day and another time. This ain't day and the time to talk about it. But trust me, I already know what you got in store. So I appreciate you for even giving me, that kind of that kind of grace. Because yeah, that's going to be an experience that you, me, and my family is going to experience. That's going to be epic. So shout out to everybody that's tuning in right now. Shout out to my Facebook viewers that's tuning in right now. Shout out to all my YouTube viewers that's showing up right now. I'm sorry if look, if I missed your call, I apologize. I have been super busy. I couldn't get to your call, and I didn't know your number, so strange numbers that just randomly pop up on my phone. I'm just not going to answer. I'm sorry. I mean, you know, talk to my wife about that. I'm gonna tell you that. I just don't, because it's been too much other stuff going on. And I just try to stay in my lane and stay out the way and just stay out of dilemmas, troubles. But we'll talk. But if you really want to let me know about what you're trying to convey, just hit me up on my email. That's when I know it is what it is. I don't like being on the phones. I'm on the phones all day, every day at my job. Trust me, people. When I am after work, I don't want to look at a phone. I don't want to call nobody. I don't want to do no conversations. I'm on the phone 8+ hours a day. I don't want to be on the phone after I'm off work. That's my line of work. So you got to understand that. Okay. But anyway, you see the title of what's going on right now. What's up? What's up, Alan? Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing out there in Georgia, man? Georgia kind of being like whatever with the election. We gonna get into all that tonight. Tonight's a good night. See, please, please, please. For the people that's on my Facebook, my YouTube right now, let's not do this. We are having a show right now. I'm about to get ready to start this program. Whatever needs to be discussed needs to be discussed off of this platform. Please. Okay? Let's just, you know, talk about it outside of what we're doing. Let's fellowship. Let's get into the subjects that we're talking about, and let's really like build on what we're doing right now. Well, if we can't talk face to face, that's not my issue, because I'm where I'm at, and if you need to talk face to face, we can talk face to face whenever and however. But we having a discussion right now. And shout out to all those that's tuning in right now. Like I say, I'm double streaming, struggle streaming. I'm on both my platforms. I'm on Facebook as well as YouTube. If you are not subscribed to my Black Bottom Rodcast, please go over to YouTube, subscribe to Black Bottom Rodcast, hit the subscribe and the bell, hit the bell button so you can get all notifications, and hit the like on the way in, because this is what we do. We're gonna talk about this presidential candidate, and it's interesting. And shout out to More Black Balloon that did this in particular message and in particular video, because you're going to get a good idea as far as why y'all shouldn't be voting for who the fuck y'all think y'all was voting for. But anyway, we're going to go. We're gonna move this along, and I'm out of here. Oh, fair use.
Hey, what is going on with y'all, man? It is Black Balloon, and I'm coming back with another video. Y'all already know what's going on. All right, y'all. Now, in today's video, we have a very interesting topic. I guess this will be like a part 2 to the last video we did with Ali Carter speaking on MK Ultra. Y'all know we went over the background, a little bit of history of MK Ultra. It was brought to my attention in the comments. A couple of y'all commented about Candace Owens and the fact that she's been exposing a lot of stuff about MK Ultra and
Yo,
Kamala
what's
Harris
going
and
on?
her mom.
Subscribe
also,
to YouTube.
An attorney who helped Kamala Harris get to the position that she was at, you know, like back in the early 2000s. In order for her to even be an attorney, this guy was basically, you know, her footstool. He got her in that position. You know, he taught her, he gave her advice, so on and so on, right? Candace Owens, the video that she did, we're going to react to. She talked to a journalist that was, you know, very much in those circles back then. And the guy who actually helped Kamala Harris become an attorney was his protege. And he mysteriously died when basically he was going against some views that Kamala Harris had on the little ones and the cartel. So it's a very deep story. I haven't reacted or been on Candace Owens' channel since we did the video where her and Kanye West were talking about alcohol and demonic spirits. So I'm kind of like familiarizing myself a little bit more with her and her platform and the things that she talks about. And she goes into detail about a lot of interesting things. They were talking about almost everything we talked about in the last video when it comes to MK Ultra, how it's still being ran today, and you know, basically what it actually means, you know, why and how they use it. And y'all, if you haven't heard that video, it's only 54 minutes long, so I suggest y'all to go check it out in its entirety. I'm going to react to a couple of important parts, you know, clipped out a little bit from that interview with the journalist, and we definitely have to talk about it as it relates back to Kamala Harris, her upbringing, and her mom actually being involved.
Hold on for a second. This is for all my my Facebook users. Look how Kamala used to look back in the day when she was out there in them streets. And this is who y'all want to vote for the president, right? This is who y'all want to vote for to be the president of the United States, correct? This is y'all queen. You see this shit right here? A lot of y'all don't remember that she used to fuck around with Montel Williams. Y'all remember Montel Williams? You know, the TV show host that had a show for a few years back in the day. You know, she used to fuck around with this brother. Y'all don't remember that, do you? How quickly we forget. How quickly we forget. And you want to vote for her to be the next commander-in-chief? Yeah, I know you didn't know that. Yeah, that's what y'all want to be the commander-in-chief of this country? A slut bucket? Yeah, she was busting down back in the day, y'all. Y'all didn't know? Why you think all the motherfuckers that's coming to her rallies are bust down assholes? You think I'm just bullshitting? You think this is a joke? You think this shit out here in this world is a joke? You better do your research on people, man. I didn't show you that just because. I showed you that to be educated. I showed you that so you can research it yourself. You don't have to believe shit I say. Real fucking talk. You ain't got to believe a goddamn word that Ross Lee's podcast has to say. But you better research it yourself if I bring it up. If I bring it up. Hold on. I'm going to show you again. I'm going to show you on both screens. Fuck this shit. Hold on. Hold on. You see this? You see this? You see this? This was Kamala back in the day, fucking with Montel Williams. When she was a thought. You see that, right? You see that, right? You see how she dressed? If you can see it. You see how she dressed? Oh, yeah. She was a hot girl. Now they want to promote her like she's some kind of whatever in the political circles. And she can't even fucking talk unless she's fucking scripted on anything. This is what the fuck y'all want? I swear to God. I hope you voted. I swear to God, I hope y'all did the right decision. Because it's gonna get really real. But anyway, let's talk about this. We gonna let my man More Black Balloon talk about what we talking about right now.
With some of the first projects in Canada on MK Ultra. Man, was it a very interesting listen, and we're going to go into detail about the mysterious death of
what up, brother?
the guy
What's up, big bro?
Who helped Kamala get her start.
What's up, squad?
As an attorney.
I see you out here, Mike.
So with that being said, y'all, we'll go ahead and jump into the very first clip of the video. Check this out.
All right, guys. So we previously told you that there is a journalist, an accomplished journalist named Yoichi Clark Shimatsu, formerly the editor of the Japan Times, who made some stunning claims about Kamala Harris and her late mother, Shamla Goplin. As a graduate of Berkeley University, Clark, as he prefers to be called, ran in the same circles as them. And he claims that Kamala's mother was a part of the CIA's MK Ultra program, a psychopathic, sadistic program that ran throughout the 60s, probably is still running today, in which Americans and even government agents alike were drugged and sometimes murdered with the aim of brainwashing the masses. Clark also claims, rather stunningly, that Kamala Harris was previously married to a wealthy Canadian, a marriage which her connections to the deep state have gone through great pains to delete from public record. So is he telling the truth? Well, I'll let you decide, because today we welcome him onto the show.
Well, thank you very much. Very glad. I'm a rather minor character in this border drama right now, and I'm afraid communications where I am really, they've been tampered with because of the border situation. It's terrible.
Well, you might be a minor character down there, but you're definitely a major character on my podcast right now. We have just been crawling through Kamala's background and her history. I'm sure you're very aware of that. And we did come across your piece, which was quite fascinating for a lot of reasons. You had mentioned a previous marriage that Kamala had. You had mentioned the MK Ultra program. I would like to just start with Kamala's mother and speak about the MK Ultra program, because it's actually a program that I have been speaking about at length on the podcast this year, that I've been asking Americans and the world to really familiarize themselves with. So can you just let us know how it is that you are familiar with Shamla Goplin, Kamala's mother's work, and what it is that you know about her, please?
Well, I was sort of a contemporary of theirs in the book area. I worked at a news service in San Francisco, Pacific News Service, and so very familiar with the characters there, where she lived, the foreign student population at Berkeley. And I did attend the journalism school, the Graduate School of Journalism at Berkeley. So this is all familiar ground for me. Kamala was a prosecutor later when she was behind the incarceration of like hundreds and probably thousands of young Black juvenile delinquents. Yeah, there was young kids, but you have to understand the situation then. The older guys who are running the drug trade for the cartel at the schools, they would forcibly recruit these young guys, and she was just slamming them into prison. It was just horrible, and that's one reason why a lot of Black men refuse to vote for her now. She, just that one-sided treatment while she let all the major cartel figures walk, or just warned them, get out of here.
So basically, when Kamala found her way and got to become a state prosecutor, she didn't care about fairness. She cared about her image. And this is what y'all want to run this country. She cared about the cartels. She cared about drug dealers. She cared about immigrants that were criminals. Because as long as she had something to gain behind it, she didn't give a fuck about it. And this is what the fuck y'all want in this country? I hope you voted correctly. If you voted, I know I voted today. I hope you voted correctly today. Because if you let that fucking bitch up in this fucking country, I'm up out of here. I ain't got nothing to do. Don't fucking sit up 2 years from now after the fact and bitch and moan about what the fuck she doing. Because you allowed it to happen. Because you didn't do no fucking research. You just rather just like her because, she brought Cardi B on and that bitch can hardly talk. You brought Gorilla in your rally. You brought Megan Thee Stallion. You brought Magic Johnson. You got all the D9 motherfuckers. They don't give a fuck about y'all supporting her. Deal with it when it happens, if it happens, because we're going to find out, because we're going to talk about the election tonight too. We're going to go through the voting of all over the country tonight. Yeah, tonight is going to be an interesting show. So strap in, get your water, get your fruit, get you a beer, roll you a blunt, have you a cocktail, drink some juice, but leave them motherfucking pills alone because them bitches will kill you. Let's go.
The cops are trying to arrest you. So she was in the thick of it. She was the girlfriend of Willie Brown, who was a lawyer. He had a law office for the cartel. Later, he became mayor and a state senator. But she was just in the dirty business. And one of my best friends and proteges, Jeff Adachi, died mysteriously.
Yes, let's actually speak about that. So you have a young friend and your protege named Jeff Adachi, and the first time that I had come across his name was in your piece, and I did do a little bit of research, and it is a fact that he did die rather mysteriously, and I think it would be fair to say that he was a contender of Willie Brown's office. Willie Brown was running somebody against him, definitely made enemies, I would say, of the Democrat elite class in San Francisco. So could you just inform my readers a little bit more about Jeff Adachi?
He was at Burke Hall as a contemporary of Kamala's, he was a straight A student, and she was, they were going to kick her out because her grades were so bad, and they didn't think she'd make it in law. She's never been a good speaker, and he was appointed.
So basically, historically, this person wasn't very good at what she was trying to accomplish. She had help. I wonder how she got help. We all know in the back back rooms how she got help and what helped her elevate her career. So it made all the sense in the world as far as the women that she had come on her platform to try to lobby for her. Do I need to spell it out? Or do you understand already? But we're going to keep going because it's going to get deep tonight.
To be her tutor and got her through both to get her degree. Later on, she was hired to be public prosecutor. And strangely enough, he was a public defender. And he set up this huge program in which a lot of people really, like a lot of parents in the Western Addition and in the Fillmore, those are about districts, were really enthusiastic because he was getting the kids out of prison. These were really hardcore prisons, and getting them into special ed programs, educational programs, work study programs, and straightening them out. And hundreds of kids, and so the community was overjoyed. And then one day he was found dead in his apartment, and they made all kinds of things that, oh, he had this affair with this Russian woman, as if she had killed him. But no, she was just a visitor in town. He had gone over to visit her and chat with her. And then the autopsy was also, the first one said, oh, he was died of all these drugs. The second autopsy showed him to be clean. So this was just a major, I hate to use the word conspiracy, but that was a conspiracy about his murder, to eliminate the guy who knew too much about Kamala, had opposed her treatment of young people, and they offed him, basically.
Well, you're on the right program to talk about conspiracies. I'll tell you that for free. One of the things that I've noted is that it does seem that part of this, if you want to call it a cabal, call it a mafia, one thing that they understand is to make sure that they control the medical examiner's office. And I don't think that there's any person in the entire world who would doubt that now, that medical examiner offices are polluted with politics. And yes, if you're listening to this, you should look into the Jeff Adachi story. There's no question. You have a young person who has his entire life ahead of him. He dies rather suspiciously.
Now, I thought it was pretty interesting toward the end of Candace Owens' podcast on this subject, right, with the journalist. She had said that Kamala Harris basically slept her way to the top. When I went back and listened to this clip that we just got done hearing, it made sense. Because as you can see in this photo, which is a legit photo, you know, it was rumors that Kamala Harris was his mistress and that he was married. Then, of course, you have these websites that come out and fact check this rumor saying that this photo is real. Their relationship was real, but it was 10 years, you know, after his marriage or divorce or whatever, right? At the time, he was a 60-year-old man, and Kamala Harris is 29 years old in this picture. And you have to remember what the journalist was talking about. Excuse me, I can't remember exactly what she said his name was, but he said that this guy, Willie Brown, which was, I think, the mayor of San Francisco from like 99 to 2004, somewhere around there, he was a attorney. He was a lawyer, essentially for the cartel. He held an office, or, you know, he held a business to be a lawyer for the cartel. Now, what cartel specifically, you know, I don't know. That was never stated in the podcast, but that's huge because today we have Kamala using rappers just like Trump has as well. You know, they're using Black people, they're using Black artists in order to basically, you know, push her on Black people so Black people will vote for her and think that she is for them. But if you were listening carefully, I know it's hard to hear some of the words that he's saying clearly. He said Kamala Harris threw thousands of young Black men in jail, just threw them in jail, you know, over drug charges, so on and so on, while she were letting key players in the cartel walk, or going as far as warning them to get out of the city because the police are going to arrest you. So when we're talking about politics, obviously that holds a lot of weight, and she is working for the dark side, or working to, you know, put herself in another position because she's connected with a guy who's probably a direct lawyer for some people who were in the cartel in San Francisco. However, those connections to the cartel came about. Now that we are talking about the guy on the screen, Willie Brown, who, mind you, once again was 60 years old at the time. I think their relationship ended around 1998, so it might have been right before he became the mayor. Now, I thought that was very, very interesting. We're getting a little background of who Kamala Harris actually is. Now, before y'all go on and try to talk about anything about, this video being about Kamala Harris and not something we do about Trump, Trump history is mostly known to everybody. And plus, this video is mostly about the MK Ultra side, and it goes back to what we were just doing. So no, this is not a video of me being in favor.
The image that I just showed y'all was the person that got her started in the political field. She was a side bitch with this man. She was 28, 29 at the time, and he was 60 years old. But he had clout, he had a little status, and she took advantage of it. Understand what I'm saying to you? She didn't earn shit. Shit was handed to this broad. Y'all, this is what you want to be the commander-in-chief of this country?
Of Trump, because I don't have a dog in that race. I don't vote. I've never voted. I know what it is at the end of the day, but
I can't stop you who you vote
for. Very interesting for the topic that we have been speaking on, which is MK Ultra. So I want y'all to stay focused on that.
So let's stay on the history of this shit.
When we go into the clip, a little bit more about her mom's connections, and her mom name is Shamala. Her name is Kamala.
Her mom ain't shit.
And the connections that the mom has to early projects of MK Ultra, right? Right now, we will use this part of the video to go into the murder or the death, very mysterious death of Jeff Adachi, the guy who was responsible for tutoring Kamala Harris, as I said in the beginning of the video, as you just heard in that clip. This guy is basically responsible for her not, even failing out of school. She wouldn't be where he's at.
I'm gonna show you this.
For her, if you heard clearly from the journalist, he was opposing the things that she was doing. He was creating space to basically rehabilitate those people that she was trying to throw in jail. And
that
he
man
probably
right
knew
there.
Things about the connections that she had back to the cartel. Ultimately, this is what got him killed. He literally said they offed him because of the work that he was doing. So look, I got this article
right
we
here.
can read from real quick that goes into detail about the supposed natural death or overdose of Jeff Adachi.
Do your research.
All right, y'all. Now, this article is pretty long, so we'll go over some of the key points of the article about Jeff Adachi's death, right? Now, remember, the journalist first said that when they did the first autopsy, it was like a drug overdose, which is that typical, we off this guy, we sacrifice him, we throw it in the media as an overdose, right? But the second autopsy didn't find anything that would indicate an overdose. I think they found the smallest trace of alcohol and I think cocaine. So it says the autopsy's cause of death, which would have been the first one, was acute mixed drug, cocaine and ethanol toxicity. In lay terms, a drug and alcohol overdose. Manner of death, accident. It noted that Adachi had heart disease, and that Adachi's heart, already compromised, could not sustain the stress caused by drugs and alcohol, and that the stimulants caused his death. Now, this was interesting because the journalist never said anything about Adachi having heart disease. And like Candace Owens said, remember, they make it a point to control the medical examiner's office, especially when it comes to offing people that they want to get out of here. So they can say he had everything wrong with him. He had heart disease, which made the drugs that he was taking, advance his heart disease, and he died from it, right? So it says the cause of death from Dr. Dylan Miller, an independent pathologist, sudden cardiac arrhythmia. In lay terms, a heart attack. Manner of death, natural. Jeff Adachi died February 22nd. So two different conclusions. So different. How could that be? There were enough red flags in the autopsy report that it didn't reflect the truth. Bob Chan is the Adachi family lawyer. They hired Dr. Dylan Miller. He says the autopsy reveals Adachi's left artery was 80% clogged, his right artery was 50% blocked, and that it also says Adachi had an abnormally enlarged heart and that he had untreated cardiovascular disease. This chronology, and this was from the autopsy report of the night Adachi died. It says he and a female friend had dinner together at a restaurant. His friend said he started complaining of a stomach ache and began sweating profusely, classic symptoms of cardiac arrest. They took a rideshare to a North Beach apartment, which he had borrowed from a friend for a week. Adachi's symptoms became worse. He became unresponsive. His friend called 911. This also could sound like a poisoning as well. Adachi was taken to the hospital where he died, and they were surprised at the autopsy's conclusions. It basically said that Jeff died of alcohol and cocaine toxicity, but that the levels were detected were too low to even be quantified. Adachi's blood alcohol level was only 0.01%. That's the lowest reported level that you could possibly report in an average-sized man that's drinking about a half a beer, so that it had nothing to do with his death. Dr. Nicholas Lemus was approached by the Adachi family and offered to review the file for free. He's the former medical examiner, chief toxicologist. Lemos also concludes Adachi did not die from an overdose. The peripheral blood test shows no cocaine. A cardiac blood draw, normally a secondary test, showed only a trace of it. They detected cocaine, but at a very low level, less than 10 nanograms per millimeter. So while the medical examiner's conclusions show drug and alcohol overdose, the family has its suspicions. We were afraid there was a conflict of interest in the handling of this case, Chan said. Chan is referring to Christopher Warwick, the medical examiner's director of operations. He personally took charge of the ME's investigation into Adachi's death. He even went to the apartment the evening he died. Now, this is very abnormal. Deputy Public Defender and Managing Attorney Danielle Harris says she's never seen an administrator from the medical examiner's office respond to death scenes. The fact that this man had personally responded seemingly outside of protocol was very significant and very concerning.
Let's see this image again. This is the man that put Kamala on. This is the man that helped her launch her career. And what he get behind it? Being dead for a so-called mysterious circumstance. Because he was against what she was trying to do. And he was vocal behind it. Do the research. Please. Don't listen to me fully. Listen to me, but don't believe my words, the gospel. Research it yourself, man. You will understand later. Trust me, you will.
Ernie.
So I'll tell you what spooks me about what you're saying. First and foremost, the more that I have dug into her genealogy, there are a couple of aspects there that are fitting a little too perfectly with what you're telling me, realizing that her family was involved in the slave trade, that they were involved in Freemasonry, that for whatever reason, she's trying to make everyone believe she's every ethnicity but what she is, which we have been able to determine from Kamala's family, who have been very forthcoming and don't support what she's doing. Some people in her family have told us, look, we're Syrian Jews. I don't know why she's hiding this fact. And then some of her family members who are Jewish in Canada said the exact same thing. Like, we all feel like she's trying to hide the Jewish aspect, which is quite strange. The other thing that alarms me about what you're saying, though, is
Kamala got Jewish family in her bloodline, and she don't want to admit it. Why is that? Can anybody answer that question? But let's go.
For Shmala to engage in this and to engage in what can only be described as program as human torture, to see if you could basically set a human being to blank, set a human being to zero, and fill them with whatever you wanted to do, turn them into robots. And there is an aspect of Kamala that feels as though she herself has been brainwashed. And I vividly recall her relative who I spoke to saying that far from the depictions of her relationship with her mother that she gives to the public today, her mother was militant, is what he said. Her mother was absolutely militant with her children, and she now makes it seem as though she had this flowery childhood. So you have this woman who, for work, is engaging in this psychiatric torture of citizens from around the world. And then you hear from her family member that she was militant with her children. And then I watch Kamala's behavior today, and it seems like she is a blank slate in which she allows every personality to fill. Like, she can be Jamaican yesterday, she can be Hispanic tomorrow, she can act like a Black preacher, as she's just done. And that terrifies me in a sense. It's
all right. Y'all heard what she just said, right? What has she done on this whole campaign trail? Wherever she went, she tried to mirror and pander to the masses, not be herself. When she was going to the churches, she wanted to act like a preacher. When she went to certain states, she wanted to act Black. When she went to other states, she wanted to act like them. This shit is deep, y'all. The political machine that we live under is very, very fucking crooked. And the only way we're going to get it back is if we, the people, take it back. I don't give a fuck about your personal beliefs, your personal issues, your personal views. If you don't want something to help us as a mass race, as a mass community, a mass society, I can't fuck with you. I can't fuck with you. If you don't think this is a problem, this year's election should teach us a lot of shit. But are y'all going to listen? Are y'all going to really listen? I hope you did the right thing if you voted.
It's almost as though Kamala herself has been brainwashed. What do you think about that?
Oh, absolutely. You got to understand, her mother had to take care of these patients. They're her treasure. They're, that's her right. That's her income. She's able to buy a house.
Hey, shout out, Jay.
A pretty damn good house in Montreal.
Shout out, Jay. Thank you for tuning in right now. We this shit is getting real. And it's gonna get deeper. So tune in. I don't know if you gotta go somewhere in a few hours, but we about to get deep tonight. Hey, what's up? Okay. Oh, that's Kane. Okay. My other moderator. Shout out to my moderator. It's about to get deep tonight. This shit you about to hear that I'm about to bring to you is going to fuck your head up. So I hope y'all made the right decision. Because I don't want to hear this shit 2 years from now. Like, oh my God, this shit's all fucked up and blah, blah, blah. We voted for this person. They got in and they did this, that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Do the right thing. Do the right research. Know who the fuck you voting for. And make the right decision. Regardless of what party. Yeah, I voted today. And I ain't voted in 30 years. Yeah, but I voted today. Will it help? Maybe. Will it stop what the fuck's going on out here with the masses? It won't. But I did my part. So I'm happy with that.
But her problem is she couldn't take care of her daughters. She's so much with the patients. So she had to regimen them. And She did with the techniques that she knew. And yeah, they were basically
And that's what's up.
MK Ultra.
Hey.
Let's say MK Ultra.
And honestly, if Trump is up top right now, that's a beautiful thing. And if you're mad about it, then I know who the fuck you really are.
Like the whole treatment, okay?
Yeah.
And that accounts for weird speech patterns or her sort of bizarre eye movements and body movements or jerky stuff. That's just straight like these MK Ultra guys that you will meet. Like that one super soldier I met. He would
210 and 92. Oh yeah.
Crazy jerky fits where it could be dangerous. He could kill you. So that's basically the same as Kamala. Again, she had a lighter version of it that she got the whole hog. They didn't send her to Syria, to kill a bunch of jihadists or anything. But she has definitely been touched by that. And her sister also, she was another one, Maya. She was one of the 3 main campaign advisors to Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign.
Right.
So they were placed there sort of as controllers. And look at Hillary, what happened to her? From a sort of a goofy person into a robotic person.
Right.
Same thing. The program continued, and her sister was the minder. She had been through the program, and somehow they got Hillary into the program.
Hit the like if you're on my YouTube. Hit the like button on the way.
I thought that last clip was very interesting, y'all, because it's something I would have never thought to look into personally. Well, it would take someone like that journalist who was close in that circle back in the 90s or early 2000s and who had knowledge of this stuff. What they were talking about when I first heard it, it almost blew my mind, but it didn't surprise me to hear that her family was involved in, Freemasonry, that her mom was possibly a handler of MK Ultra patients, and that her other sister was actually a handler as well and could have had a hand in helping Hillary Clinton become a part of the program. And the program is MK Ultra, because people in politics, some of them are the most mind controlled. You have to understand these people are faces for this country. They're not the ones who make the decisions or who run this world. A lot of times they don't agree with the people who really run this country and want to see certain things be a certain way. So they make them get down with the program. Usually they put them under MK Ultra so they are controlled. And that's exactly what he was talking about with Hillary Clinton. And that Kamala Harris's sister was one of her handlers, basically. So her family, runs deep. And we already know, you don't get considered for president, or you don't become a president unless you are a part of that same bloodline. With all of the presidents, are related. They all go back to the same bloodline. And, no matter if they're 5th to 19th cousins, they are all a part of the same bloodline. And that's something that we have to remember. But y'all, I thought this was very interesting. It was very interesting. And, since we just did a video where we were talking about MK Ultra, it went right along with this topic. This topic, felt pretty fresh because, I've definitely never talked about a presidential candidate on my channel. And I didn't think, we would even be doing a part 2 to the last video and it involving Kamala Harris and her family, right? So I think I'll go ahead and end the video right here. Like I said, if y'all want to hear more of the interview Candace Owens did, y'all definitely.
Yeah, and guess what? I got it. So let's go. We about to get deep tonight. Y'all will understand what the fuck going on out here in this country. You might like it, you might not, but you gonna hear it.
Hey, what is going on with y'all, man?
Shout out to
It is
More Black Balloon.
And I'm coming back with another video.
Subscribe to his page.
Y'all already know
and tell
what's
him
going on.
Black Bottom Roscast sent you.
We are back with the part 2. We're going to go over another clip of the Candace Owens interview, and we're also going to listen to Judge Joe Brown talk about Kamala Harris as well. Y'all put me on in the comments that Judge Joe Brown
then we're gonna go into the
basically put a tear into Kamala Harris as well,
so
and he's been very vocal about her. Now, y'all got to give me a little break. You know, I wasn't really paying attention much to Judge Joe Brown or a lot of this talk about Kamala Harris, as politics is something I don't really get into that much, right? But now I'm going down the rabbit hole, and a lot of this stuff is very interesting, and, you know, it's really piquing my interest, right? Some of the stuff I'm not surprised at, you know, what I'm hearing. I definitely want to play the clip from Judge Joe Brown because he just went off. You know, I didn't hear him. I think I saw that interview from the Art of Dialogue's page come across my channel, but I never clicked and watched it. But man, did he go off. Y'all put me on in the comments. So I had to go check out Judge Joe Brown and what he's been talking about, right? So we're going to check that out toward the end of this video. But I got another clip from that same interview that I really want y'all to hear. I didn't want to put it in part 1 because I just didn't want to bombard y'all with the information, just kind of separate it so we can just break it down, right? And I found something that was very interesting that relates back to the Beatles and MK Ultra mind control. Y'all gonna find this article to be very interesting. It was something I had, because I listened to the interview twice. I had to go back and pay attention a little bit more to what the journalist was saying, because sometimes you can't really hear what he's saying. There's one part I heard him say something about the Beatles and one of their albums being strictly about mind control, right? I found this article from Time magazine, and man, does it connect everything. And we're going to get into that article. But first, I'm going to play y'all the clip from the Candace Owens interview. And trust me, I did see a lot of the comments where y'all definitely have y'all opinions about Candace Owens, like in a sense relating her to Alex Jones, so on and so on. But y'all know me, I'm more focused on the message. A lot of this stuff is ringing to be true, regardless of the messenger. So look, without me talking too much in this intro, y'all, we'll get right back into that interview. I wanted to go ahead and get this video out probably before the election. So yeah, man, look, check this out.
I do want to shift gears and talk about her mother, because I was quite stunned by your assertion that she was involved in the MK Ultra program. And yet that to me seemed to be the only thing that made sense, because she seemed to be sort of infiltrating the civil rights movement. And I'm going, what is this alleged brilliant scientist doing, constantly involving herself in civil rights protests and making friends with these individuals? And because I'm well read on the MK Ultra program, I recognize the connection there. Can you speak about what she did, or what you are alleging she did? Yeah.
Well, the first thing, but the first place, I understand that the Pollen clan, they were like clerks, judges, spies for the British when India was a British colony. And Miss Kamala was born when it was still a British colony. So the rest of the country was up in arms fighting against the British, but they were very, very loyal to the British intelligence service and police service in India. So this is how they all got ahead, by catering to the British. And that enabled Shyamala Gopalan, when she was, after she got her degree in Madras, India, to enter UC Berkeley, which is not the cheapest school in the universe, nor is California a really inexpensive place to go. It's one of the most expensive places. I know. I went to school there. It's very expensive there. She worked at the monkey lab there. She was into it's a real strange combination of psychology and simian studies and zoology. Okay, and she was an expert, training monkeys and all that. And Madras is an area, her hometown, where there's a lot of monkeys running around the Hindu temples and all that. And so she's very familiar and very good with them. And she ran the theory of, and this was a time of being good. There's this huge boom of women who work with apes, okay? There were ape programs set up all across the United States and England and Europe out of excitement of a good story, news stories. And Goodall were treating apes, the monkey children, as sort of like human children and getting some very, very good responses of taming them. Mm-hmm. So she was of that school. Now, what happened while she was at UC Berkeley, after she got her degree, she moved out of Berkeley and took her 2 kids and divorced her husband, this guy Harris, Donald Harris, who was, at the time he was in biology, then he went into law.
Oh, so that's where she got her name Harris from.
And did nothing for 2 years.
From a previous marriage.
While her application was in to a hospital in Montreal. So this was the Jewish hospital in Montreal. Okay, that she applied.
So, just to let y'all know, her last name Harris is not her maiden name, ain't with her family's name, or none of that shit. That was from her first marriage that y'all don't know about. Ooh. Do your research.
Thank you.
Yes, that's where she eventually did work. Yeah, she was eventually employed there.
Process, because they had to check all your background, everything, every little detail about her. And this is because the very famous psychiatrist who really got the MK Ultra program going, Ewan Cameron. He was a Scottish guy, a pedophile, and he was a torturer. He used all sorts of drugs on victims of that program. He passed away, and there was like about 7 to 8 year hiatus where his program was shut down because there was no one in charge, and they had to move the program because Congress. There was a secret, not so secret. There was an investigation in Congress about MK Ultra, so the heat was on the Canadians. The Ewan Cameron's lab was in Montreal. Okay, so the heat was on the Canadians to fess up, so they shut that lab down. There's an infamous Allen lab, and then they wanted to set up another center, also connected to the University of McGill University there in Montreal. They had to have that certification. And in the meanwhile, they were trying to find the new director to take over from them. And they finally got the call. They brought her over. They set her up with another one at the Jewish Hospital Annex. And she took charge of not only the monkey lab, she took charge of the patient care ward. There was a small patient care ward because at that hospital, Jewish Memorial had a psychiatric clinic also. So she worked as a psychiatrist there in a very small division, which became the Center for the Revived MK Ultra program.
I was under the impression that it was Dr. Sidney Gottlieb who.
No.
Okay.
Sidney Gottlieb was a gopher. He was applied. He wasn't into research.
Okay.
He just applied everything Cameron had developed.
Okay.
Use of drugs, hypnotism, light deprivation, all of those nasty.
Shout out to Candace Owens. So many of us black folk want to hate on her, but you ain't really study how she get down. Shout out to Candace Owens.
Techniques to destroy a human willpower.
Wow.
Capture their brain. Gottlieb is a famous one, and everyone thinks MK Ultra was basically American technique. No, it came out of London. It came out of the Tavistock Institute of Sigmund Freud.
Yes.
World War II.
I am just so shocked that you are bringing this up because I got into a lot of trouble with the media for discussing Sigmund Freud at length, and I've been doing it on this podcast. It's super important for people to learn the truth about him, that he was a person who created a method of psychology essentially to gaslight people who were in fact being molested by their own parents, and that's why he was obsessed with children and sex. And it's shocking that we learned that he's a hero in psychology. And it's just very important for people to learn the truth about him, because psychology is then, his family is then what bred propaganda. That would be the Bernays family and Edward Bernays. And you are correct. This all fits right into the MK Ultra program, which was
So Sigmund Freud, the famous person that everybody know about in history, liked the fact that adults did AB to their own children, not someone else's children. That's bad too. But your own children, and y'all think that shit's cool? Y'all think that's acceptable? Y'all want to keep riding this fucking gravy train of fuck shit? What these so-called elites want to project for our life? This is what y'all want? Is this what y'all really want? I wish a motherfucker would touch my children. I wish a motherfucker would touch my babies. I wish a motherfucker would manipulate my children to do what the fuck they want them to do, and me not be right there to break that motherfucker's neck. Yeah, I said it. See, I ain't monetized yet, so I can talk the shit I want. This will be on some blog shit some years down the road. Like, damn, Ross back in the day was just on some hellacious shit. Yeah, no, I'm on some real shit. I wish a motherfucker would touch mine and me not do nothing about it. You ain't shit if you let your children go through physical, mental, and spiritual abuse. But let's go.
Designed to see how you could break down someone's will, how you could hypnotize them. We spoke at length on this show about how the Charles Manson murders, that was actually the CIA, and everything that the public thinks they know about that. Same areas you're talking about, San Francisco, California. These are federal agents that were obsessed with learning how to hypnotize the public, how to destroy people's will. And a big part of that was molestation. And Sigmund Freud had, in fact, written pieces about how, molesting someone when they are a child, sodomizing, they were interested in exploring how they could create psychopaths. That's also another element of these programs and psychology. And I think it's hard for people to come to terms with how evil that is. And you're now saying that Shamala got the call and she then took a part in this program of testing patients.
Military intelligence created this. Brainwashing techniques they developed obviously massively during World War II, because they tried to use that against the enemy, German allies, and so on, and reluctant the German enemy, and also against reluctant allies. They tried to use mind control techniques. But after the war, I think it was in the late 1940s, or 1946, between 1946 and 1948, the British military created the Tavistock Institute, which is on Tavistock Square in London. Sigmund Freud himself flew over from Switzerland to London to cut the opening ribbon. And then he assigned one of his sons to be the director of the place. He was right behind. He was the main psychiatrist in the family.
Yes, I'm familiar with Tavistock. There is also some indication that even the Beatles and music has come out of Tavistock University, and how it could transform. Yeah. modifying human behavior.
Now, that's exactly what we were talking about in the video with Ali Carter, how the CIA and the government were interested in how they can create psychopaths. Remember, we were talking about Jeffrey Dahmer, we were talking about the Zodiac Killer, we were talking about all of these serial Ks that committed so many murders that, it just seemed like it was orchestrated somehow, and they bring up Charles Manson, which we also talked about being connected to the CIA in, San Francisco, Los Angeles. They're talking about Montreal in Canada. When you think about Colorado and all of these psyops, mass like studies on human reactions that have came out of Colorado, just look it up. When we're talking about mass shootings, so much stuff has came out of Colorado, y'all. It does not make any sense. Aurora, Colorado. That's another place where it just seems like maybe there's a base there for the CIA or some kind of, MK Ultra program that is in Colorado, because so much stuff happens there. I know that doesn't really have anything to do with this video, but it makes sense, with what they were talking about as far as these places where a lot of this research is done, especially like on the West Coast going toward Canada, California, so on and so on, right? Another thing that was very interesting about that clip is the entire back history of how Kamala Harris's mom, actually became a psychiatrist for what was like, I guess, a rebooted program of MK Ultra at the hospital that she waited 2 years to work for. The story is just really deep. It's really deep, and it really shows the history of Kamala Harris's family, especially her mom, being involved in the program. I think a lot of this stuff really, really gets to the thick of, things that were going on for a long time now to get people into positions where they are. Although from what we've been finding out, Kamala Harris had to do certain things on her own, but man, did her mom play a major role in, who she is today, and their family being connected to the cabal, to the CIA, to MK Ultra, to all kinds of people, all of these top scientists who ran and started.
So just to let you know, Kamala's mama ain't shit. Let her rest in piss. I said it, and I don't give a fuck. Her mama wasn't shit. Her mama had her hand in the newer version of the bullshit that was going on as far as mind control shit. So fuck her too. So it makes sense how she talks. Listen to how Kamala talks. She talk like she's been fucking programmed. But whatever.
MK Ultra,
want to vote
the
for
piece where they were talking about Sigmund Freud, a lot of that stuff, it's mind blowing, in a sense, and it's very interesting to expose and learn about. Like I was saying in the beginning of this video, how some of this stuff connects to other things that just makes it all come back full circle, right? And especially when he mentioned the Beatles. And y'all already know when something like has to do with music or, it just connects to another topic that we've discussed on this channel, we have to go down rabbit hole, right? Really quick, we're going to get through this article, okay? It says, half a century ago, when the Beatles album Revolver was released on August 5th, 1966 in the UK, John Lennon ended the last song on the record with a lyrical message best understood by a certain subset of listener. Quote, "So play the game, existence, to the end of the beginning of the beginning." That song, Tomorrow Never Knows, was quoting from the Psychedelic Experience, written by psychedelic researchers Timothy Leary, Ralph Messner, and Richard Alpert. Fittingly, the album dropped during a summer when it would seem that many of music's biggest influencers were questioning the game of existence, with one ingredient in particular, LSD. Now we can get a little back history, since LSD was basically what started the research for MK Ultra. This article provides us a little bit of history on that, right? So it says the Beach Boys had just brought out what some consider to be the first mainstream psychedelic rock albums, Pet Sounds. A year ahead of the Summer of Love, hippies were beginning to migrate to its epicenter, San Francisco's Haight-Ashbury, where America's first head shop, the Psychedelic Shop on Hyatt Street, had opened that year. Time magazine devoted an essay to the topic, reporting that tens of thousands of college students had tried the drug. Then this article goes on to say that the Beatles didn't sing about LSD on Revolver, which Rising says the first album recorded after each of the Beatles had tried the drug. Revolver taught us how to think about things, adding that perhaps the Beatles gave the drug a certain celebrity appeal. But was 1966 the year the LSD story began? Not quite. In fact, Revolver represents more of a turning point than a beginning, as the drug crossed from the research world to the recreational. Before it was about turning on, tuning in, and dropping out, LSD was leading to explosive research among psychologists, psychiatrists, and pharmacologists, many of whom believed they had found a miracle drug. David Nichols, a pharmacologist and researcher in the field of psychedelics, remains interested in finding out whether any positive effects that could be brought by LSD use, and he tells Time that he considers it to be widely a misunderstood drug. As he tells it, pharmacology would be a lot different if LSD hadn't been discovered by Swiss scientist Albert Hofmann in 1943, when the famed researcher accidentally absorbed one of his earlier discovered lysergic acid compounds, LSD-25, through his fingertips. He then described seeing an uninterrupted stream of fantastic pictures, shapes, and colors. Dr. Warner Stoll, the son of Arthur Stoll, president of pharmaceutical company Sandoz, where LSD was first synthesized by Hoffman, became the first to research acid in a psychiatric environment, and reported that low doses of LSD could surface a patient's repressed memories and produce a model psychosis, or a temporary display of symptoms similar to those experienced by a person diagnosed with schizophrenia. They said that was later to be untrue, but I don't believe that. With those findings, Sandoz began marketing LSD and began sending it to laboratories across the world for research purposes. Soon after, LSD research was sponsored by the then secret CIA project MK Ultra.
Now, let's break some shit down right now. This government on certain fronts has been hell-bent on changing your mindset with drugs, bullshit, poverty, and whatever else. What are y'all gonna do about it? Are y'all gonna keep allowing this shit to happen? Are we gonna keep allowing our community, as far as the black race, to go down, 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 down? Or you gonna lift it up? Do your research, y'all. This shit is real. I'm not putting this shit out here just, because I want to be on some hate fucking speech. This is truth. This is documented facts. And if you don't believe it, go look it up. If you don't like it, get the fuck off my page. Find something else. Find some entertainment that's gonna make you laugh and bullshit. Now, I ain't here to make you laugh. I might make you laugh every now and again, but no, we on some serious shit right here at Black Bottom. We on some serious shit right here on Black Bottom. So, hey, let my man cook. Shout out to more Black Balloon,
which investigated acid as a tool for interrogation and mind control. Meanwhile, scientists researched the drug's effects on alcoholism, psychotherapy, consciousness, and creativity. Nichols believes that LSD research led to the first form of recognition that brain chemistry could affect behavior, which in turn led to landmark research into schizophrenia and depression. So that, y'all, I thought was very interesting as it relates back to the Beatles, because we know the Beatles were used as puppets You know, a lot of their music was done in which language, and it does not surprise me that, you know, they all were on LSD at one point, and, you know, LSD being the main drug that was researched to start MK Ultra. And it's just crazy how a lot of this stuff connects, you know, and all ties back to one thing, you know, almost in a sense, one entity, and it all has the same goal, right? So with that being said, y'all, look, we'll go ahead and jump into the clip with Judge Joe Brown talking about Kamala Harris, all right? Check this out.
I was in California. She lacked professional competence, and she worked on it by hiking up her hemline when she needed influence rather than researching. I was out in California for 15 years doing my show when she was at her peak, and she had a reputation amongst the trial lawyers of being lazy. She just hike her skirt up and try to flirt, and she wasn't that good in the courtroom, if not pretty bad in the courtroom. So I'm not surprised at what she does. She's 60 years old, and I think listening to her word salad and the way she talks, I think she's got early onset dementia and also some problems with menopausal complications. That's that. You see, the day is going to be tomorrow. So since it's going to be tomorrow, today we have tomorrow, which is why we are now.
What?
Like, what did you say?
What?
They have something in mind, but they cannot cognate getting all the way through it, which is why she's famous for this word salad garbage, and she doesn't make a bit of sense. I think since she's only 60, she's actually on a worse track than Biden was. Biden is 20-some years older than her, and he has been senile for a long time. Now, about 5 or 6 years ago, when did they start ramping up to do this? 2019. Okay, I was saying Biden has been a failure his whole adult career, a second-rate, third-string player. He's in the game, so he wants to make a name for himself. I considered him for years poor trailer park, urban trailer park trash. And he's a crook. He's a third stringer. Now, what I said he was going to do is he probably wants to claim fame for being the first person to see to it that a woman got to be president. And what I predicted, I'm slightly wrong on it, was that he was going to get in, try to get elected, and if he got one term, try to get elected for a second one. And then halfway through his term, when he had served 2 years, to retire or resign in her favor. So under the 22nd Amendment, what happens is she can serve for the final 2 years for somebody and then be elected twice more. So that woman would be able to serve 10 years, second only to Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who got elected to 4 terms before they put the amendment in place so you could. Now, that said, I think, and my major at UCLA was political science. My analysis was they picked the weakest somebody they could as a figurehead, somebody who had some apparent minority status, which she does not. And what goes on is that you get her, everybody that is everybody would be afraid to go against her because of what she can pass herself off as. And then you get somebody that's easy to control because she's lazy, because she is becoming incoherent, and because she's always tried to do the casting couch to get where she wants. Now, the problem is that'll get somebody to a certain level quickly. But you can't get past that level if you don't have competence and talent. So my thing about it is if I'm crude about it,
if you listen
in this city years ago, I used to represent a whole bunch of pimps and hoes, and I know a hoe when I see one. And I say this, I don't care, women, you do what you want to do if you want to have recreational sex, but when you do the casting couch or anything else for professional purposes to get paid or advance, you are. And she's old. And the problem is what is she supposed to do? Somebody, one of her sycophant slaves, comes up and unwraps her in a carpet naked at Putin's feet, and he says, "Oh, yeah, I'm Julius Caesar." He said, "No, I got better stuff here already. Plus, I don't want you anyway, you old woman. Get on up, you know." Or Xi Jinping, is he supposed to be impressed? She's doing word salad. Well, we're here today because China and the U.S. are here today, and that's why we have to agree on what we're doing here today. Like, fool, what did you just say? Did you say anything? And I've never seen such a salacious mess as I've seen out of her. I think of One West Bank. I had some pretty good properties out in California at one point in time. And I know I had 3 neighbors who had good properties. It was in a place called Ojai, California. And they got caught up about 15, 16 years ago, like a lot of people did in that mortgage bundling scam stuff that was going on. And there was a bank called One West Bank responsible for it, which was owned by George Soros. The Mnuchin that you have out of the Obama administration was Mnuchin, who was the CEO of One West Bank. Well, there were approximately 1,200 counts of indictments returned against Mnuchin and One West Bank in various counties in California. Well, Mnuchin and Soros financed and arranged and sponsored Kamala to run for Attorney General of California. They got her elected. She got in, and using the authority she had, she promptly consolidated all 5,200 counts and dismissed them. And a couple of weeks later, Soros sold One West Bank for $4.2 billion. So after that, they got together and got her finance and got everything organized and made the connections for her, and she got elected to U.S. Senator. Willie Brown made the initial contacts and arrangements so she could get elected as district attorney for San Francisco. She didn't do a very good job. She had a reputation for giving out the stiffest sentences in the United States of America for simple possession of marijuana in San Francisco, for God's sakes. But it was only to young black men. She's not a parent, never had any children, but she went off on this campaign to lock parents up, some of whom actually were shown to have dropped their children off at the school, but they played hooky, so she was putting them in jail.
What the fuck, man? This is who y'all want to run this country? This is who y'all want to run this country? A bum-ass bitch that don't give a fuck about you, but want to fucking claim she is you. I'm talking about you black folk. I don't give a fuck about all you other motherfuckers. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Y'all got y'all mindset, how y'all want to move and groove and vote and all that other shit. I'm talking about us black folk. Is this what y'all want? This is what y'all want to have? Because you think she black? Allegedly? I mean, come on, man. What we doing? But it's it ain't looking good for her. But all right, we gonna go to some election shit.
We're not talking about the House tonight in almost.
No doubt. We might not be talking about the House until we go to Savannah's for Thanksgiving. And even then, it may be the Friday after.
At your own risk. I think y'all know how I cook. But I mean, the House is not expected to track the presidential. And
correct.
So
because of New York and California.
Yes, exactly. And we'll be waiting New York and California. Some of these tight races, it could be weeks. It was weeks in 2020. But I mean, the prospect is there. If are we going to have divided government? As Americans have so often chosen divided government, they seem to like it.
Chosen or stumbled into it.
Yes.
Well, and remember, Democrats only need 4 seats to take back control of the House. And so they like their chances there. What's so interesting is that we're covering all of these various battleground states, Pennsylvania, and all of the blue wall states. The House is really going to be won and fought in New York, in California. So it's a very different terrain. And again, could be over a week, if not longer, before we know.
Let's turn to NBC's Garrett Hake. He's at Trump headquarters in West Palm Beach, Florida. Garrett, what's the former president doing now? And I'm wondering if there's been any reaction to what appears could be a change of power in the Senate.
Not to that specifically, Lester, but let me set the scene for you here, just to get the lay of the land down here in South Florida, because some of this will matter later on tonight, perhaps.
Everybody ain't slow, bro. Don't be surprised they ain't vote for Cam. Vote for her for what? What is she actually saying? What is her agenda? What is her plan? Why would you vote for her? Like, seriously. Every fucking rally she's done, if you line them up, she says the same exact thing. She is like a fucking robot. Just like what I fucking was putting out here earlier in this damn live stream about this MK Ultra shit. She's a fucking puppet. Her mama was involved in MK Ultra. So you don't think that her children have some kind of remnants of that shit? This is some real life shit, man. Oh, Kamala Harris. That's what we call her. Kamala Harris. Hey, what's up, DJ H. Albiance? All the way from motherfucking London, England. Man, we got all kind of people up in here. This shit is real. That bitch is a bomb. If y'all voted for her, fuck your mama. Like, real talk. I don't care. You can hate me all you want. You can hate me all you fucking want. If you voted for Kamala Harris, you ain't shit. And I don't want to have nothing to do with you. If y'all want to keep voting for the Democratic Party, they ain't did shit for us black folk for damn near 50 plus fucking years, I don't want to fuck with you, yo. Real fucking talk. Yeah. I said it. You got a problem with it? You can comment. You can give your opinion. I don't care. Say what you got to say. I don't care. Like, real talk. If you think she's the better candidate, God bless you. But don't be bitching 2 years from now. When the rent is higher, when food is higher, when gas is higher, when everything in life is higher, and you ain't getting nothing extra or more from your job, don't get the bitching then. Accept it. Right? And that's what we gotta do as adults. You gotta accept what we get, right? We gotta accept what comes to us, right? We gotta work through the versatiles and all that other bullshit and come to something else, right? Right? I feel you. fuck this shit, because at least, when Trump was out here campaigning, he said, look, this migrant shit gotta end. I'm about to fuck up and drop this fucking inflation shit. We about to get to a better economy. What more you want? Lower fucking taxes? Lower spending as far as taxes? Get these motherfuckers that's up out of here that are fucking up, and these migrants ain't got real comfortable. Y'all know it. They ain't got up and took over certain neighborhoods, certain abandoned buildings. They doing all kind of shit. And the fucking regular motherfuckers that run this fucking cities of the states ain't doing shit behind it. Let you and me and like 100 other motherfuckers just say, fuck it. We just gonna take over an abandoned ass building. That ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna last that long. But they let them do it. Is this where we at with it? Is that where we at with it? I mean, come on. What the fuck are we doing here? Like, real talk. Oh, yeah. I'll definitely let you know on the replay on next week when I do it. Because, of course, we ain't going to find out the initial thing right now. But after tonight, probably tomorrow, we'll find out who actually won. But common sense should already tell you who should have won. Like, real talk. I mean, I'm just being 100. All right, you said, bro, I definitely want you to listen to these two brothers podcasts. This dude out of Philly is dropping straight knowledge, and everybody who came on talking about it voted for Cam. He straight was who was the person that you're talking about? Because who cares? Who cares? People gonna vote for who they want to vote for. I've not in this whole few weeks and months have said, oh, you need to vote for this. You need to vote for that. No, I haven't. All I want to do is give you the information so you can make the right decision. Whether you listen or not, that's totally on you. But don't get fucking mad 2 years from now when shit is what it is now and worse. Don't bitch.
So we're in West Palm Beach right now at the Convention Center, which is the giant party headquarters media center for the Trump campaign tonight. Donald Trump is across the Intercoastal Waterway at this hour at Mar-a-Lago, his home and private club, where for a portion of the night he was doing, I think, what many people sort of imagine candidates do on election night, meeting with advisors, watching the returns come in, checking the numbers. At some point this evening, according to multiple sources who are there and have laid eyes on him, he has transitioned into essentially party mode already, down in the ballroom at Mar-a-Lago, shaking hands, thanking supporters, participating in the celebration that has begun among his closest supporters, his family and friends, despite a race that remains uncalled. I'm also told, NBC News can also report, that he's in discussions with his aides and advisors about when he might make the trip across the bridge here to West Palm Beach to give some form of speech tonight. Now, we have been asking him about this day after day. Would he declare victory early? Would he rule out the possibility of declaring victory early? We all remember him doing exactly that in 2020 when so much of the vote remained to be counted. He has refused to take an early declaration of victory off the table, and it's our understanding now that conversations are underway for him to make some kind of address here tonight, regardless of where we are on the path to 270 votes.
All right, Garrett, thank you so much. And we're joined now by podcast host John Lovett and Dan Pfeiffer, both White House veterans. I believe we have them right now. Oh, not yet. We're going to go to, if they're coming up.
We're going to go to
Peter.
Peter Alexander.
Peter Alexander, for get the view from the Harris headquarters. It sounds like Donald Trump is talking about coming out and saying something. What are you hearing from the Harris campaign?
That's 3,000 votes, less than that. Yeah, well, I always defer to the Pod Save America guys. If they want to go, you let me know when they're ready. But we are waiting to hear, of course, from Kamala Harris at some point over the course of this evening. No indication when that would happen. Some early indications that might happen in the course of this hour. No confirmation on that at this time. We'll keep you posted as we know. I will tell you, though, in the course of the last 15 minutes, NBC News did obtain a memo that was sent out by the chair of the Harris campaign, Jen O'Malley Dillon, the woman who orchestrated Joe Biden's victory in 2020. This was sent to staff, and it gives you a sense of where they are heading into this evening. They expect nothing will be determined until late into the night, and certainly they say they're going to be at this again tomorrow. But as she notes in this memo again, she says that they have always said that the clearest path to 270 electoral votes lies through the blue wall states. And here's what she says specifically about Pennsylvania. She says that we overperformed turnout expectations in Philadelphia and overperformed in our early vote expectations in Bucks County, one of those key collar counties, those key suburbs of Philadelphia. She says we don't have election day results from Philadelphia, but we do know that we overperformed turnout expectations there and have seen especially high turnout in places with non-white and student populations. One thing they're keeping a close eye on.
Just to let you know, and I know some of you bitches, you liberal women, you woke women, you flip-floppy ass women, y'all gonna get real pissed off. Trump about to win.
On right now about Michigan particularly, they say the city of Detroit won't be reporting out until roughly midnight, but that they have seen strong turnout from early vote and election day voting in other parts of the state. And finally, in Wisconsin, where they're keeping a close eye on that blue wall, that they do not expect complete results from Wisconsin until tomorrow morning between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. But the biggest takeaway perhaps from this memo is the sense that as the chips start falling, it appears that they are leaning heavily into the blue wall, which started and may be ending as their best path to victory here. In spite of some numbers that show they still have some ground to make up, there's still a lot of data out there. And that's where, at least according to her memo, which effectively said goodbye to the staff for the night, said we'll do it again late into the night and start again strong in the morning. That's where they are as this night heads toward midnight.
All right, Peter, thank you. Now, without further ado, let's go to the hosts of Pod Save America, Democrats John Lovett and Dan Pfeiffer, both White House veterans. And Dan, I know you to be a number cruncher, and I wonder what you're thinking about the numbers that you're seeing.
Oh, no, they don't
the
want to
Harris
listen.
Campaign is saying, but the vibe check is that this path is narrowing significantly, and that it's blue wall or bust at this point for Kamala Harris.
Yeah, that seems right. And we look at the numbers, it's very clear that Trump is overperforming in rural counties, and Harris is overperforming in suburban counties. And what is going to maybe the deciding factor here is primarily going to be what is the turnout and the vote margins coming out of Milwaukee, Philadelphia, and Detroit. And if they are what we think they are, then she has a very clear, albeit narrow, but clear path to be the next president of the United States.
John, let me ask you about what we've been observing. Young voters, particularly male voters, who seem to be breaking for Trump and in fact, winning the youth vote according to our exit polls. Does that surprise you? What's your take on that dynamic?
That would be surprising. I think that's another reason to drink. But I do think that I think
drinking alone, John.
Early. I think that's fine. That's fine. I think it's pretty early to be drawing conclusions based on the exits and trying to figure out what happened with specific demographics. I think where we're at is this was always going to be close. It is close right now. I think there was some hope based on vibes that perhaps this wouldn't be as close based on some late polling and some late momentum and a terrible event at Madison Square Garden. Could we hope that maybe this night wouldn't be as long? And the answer is no. The polls largely were showing a very tight race, and that's what we're kind of living through.
Dan, do you think it will ultimately come down to Pennsylvania? I mean, that certainly has been what's been telegraphed for all of these months.
It's the essential state because if Georgia and North Carolina, she does not win, and there's still a lot of outstanding vote in Georgia. It's once again a narrow path. But if those do not end up in her column, there is no math without Pennsylvania. You can replace Wisconsin with Arizona. You can replace Michigan with Arizona and Wisconsin, but you need Pennsylvania, and so it will come down to Pennsylvania.
All right, Dan Pfeiffer, John Levitt, thanks for your time. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
And we have another call to make. I believe we're going to get a Washington, state of Washington presidential call. Let's see where we are. NBC News now projecting that Kamala Harris will win the 12 electoral votes in the state of Washington. Here's how it breaks down right now. A difference of about 473,000 votes.
Oh, you tripping, bro.
He's
being sarcastic. I ain't about to fucking comment on that damn comment you just said.
Let's
bro.
go to Republicans.
I get where you
White
said
House
that.
Communications Director under former President Trump, and Sarah Fagan, a former aide to George W. Bush. Mike, first of all, give me your thoughts here. We've had no calls in battleground states so far. Is this a matter of viewing pieces through a microscope right now to try to understand where this is going?
Well, it sounds that way from the Harris campaign, but I want to stick with the vibe comment that John Levitt just made, because I really do think that what we're seeing now is this coming to fruition, this vibe versus issues election that we've had. The Harris campaign really...
Just to let you know, Trump is in the lead countrywide right now. They have not did the complete actual ending of the votes, but Trump is leading big. Sorry, bitches. Sorry, Gorilla and Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B that can't fucking say a sentence correctly. Sorry, all you hoes. Even Sexy Red, she flipped and wanted to go vote for that bitch. All you hoes. All you hoes is voting for the hoe. I understand. All you hoes want to vote for the hoe. So ironic.
Put on the vibes, the joy, and all of that. And I think the Trump campaign tried to stick to issues: immigration, inflation, instability around the world. And if you look at the exit polls that you all have been talking about today, you really see that Americans think that the country's on the wrong track. We think the economy, we were better off 4 years ago than we are today. And when you look at the way Harris tried to distance herself from Biden, I think this all came down to whether she'd be successful with that, and it looks like she wasn't.
Hey, Mike, let me just ask you to bear with me for a second, because we have another projection we're going to put up here on the screen.
Yeah, well, Beyonce got 10 mil to do a 5-minute fucking speech. And they thought she was going to do a concert, and she just left. Kamala's fucking campaign run got real hectic towards the end. I don't know if y'all been watching, but a lot of motherfuckers was not liking her shit because she says the same shit all the time. And that's why I posted, I was letting y'all listen to the first couple of videos that I was doing before I was doing this MK Ultra shit, MK Ultra. I'm sorry. It's late. I'm tired. It's MK Ultra got her ass. And her mama was a part of it. But y'all don't fucking research. So whose fault is this? Is it my fault or is it your fault? It ain't my fault. Because I do my research. I don't put shit on my platform that ain't validated. Like real fucking talk. If you question anything that I post on my fucking page since I've been doing the Black Bottom, then you fucking go research that shit. And then you go in my shit, and then you fucking question it, and then you challenge me on it. Trust me, everything I fucking post on this shit is 100. Everything is 100. So if you don't like it, you ain't gotta fucking listen to it. You want to be a fucking slave? Go on about your business, Sambo. You want to be that motherfucker from fucking Django? Go ahead on. I don't give a fuck. I know I'm doing what I need to do for me and mine. I made the right decision when I went out this morning and voted before I went to work.
And this is the state of Connecticut. NBC News projected that Kamala Harris will win in Connecticut when all the votes are counted. 7 electoral votes. There's the breakdown right now, about a 10-point difference between the two of them. And here's where it takes us, the road to 270. Donald Trump standing at 214. Harris now with 172 electoral votes. We'll get back to our conversation. Sarah,
she's
let me
behind.
turn to you. You've heard a little bit about this memo now with this campaign memo. What do you make of it?
Well, I think it's a campaign doing what it can to try to keep hope alive. Look, I don't see any good news for Democrats in these results. Donald Trump is running about a point or a point and a half ahead of where he was in 2020. And in these counties, in these blue wall counties, that 75% of the
they love being bamboozled.
And
They
Kamala
love
Harris
being
is running
scammed.
behind in these urban areas by 1 or 2 points compared to where President.
I'm going to say this right now. Black people love to be scammed. Y'all love to be scammed. I don't know why. I don't know how. But you love to be motherfucking scammed. And for what? What are you gaining behind it? What are you getting from it? You niggas that don't, I said it. You niggas, not nigger. You niggas. Y'all love to just sit up, style and profile with your fucking outfits, going out to fucking events and all this other bullshit. You don't own no motherfucking property. You don't got no motherfucking stocks. You ain't got no investments. You ain't got no motherfucking future. But y'all love to fucking show out. You niggas love to show the fuck out. And ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw out of. Y'all something else. Y'all a special kind of motherfucker. I can't wait till the results tomorrow. Because we're not going to hear it tonight. We're not going to hear the complete results tonight. But y'all, it's going to be a lot of black folk that's going to be pissed off. I done seen the neighborhoods I done drove past. As y'all got this fucking bitch fucking planted in your fucking front yard. And I'm like, what the, why? Why are you voting for her? Like, honestly, what the fuck are you voting for Kamala Harris for? You keep letting these migrants come and fuck up y'all shit? The Democratic Party has fucked up our communities. Don't y'all see that? What the fuck is wrong with you niggas? Like, honestly, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Are you that damn slow? Are you that damn dumb? Are you that damn incoherent? Like, what the fuck is she doing for you? Please tell me one thing, and I'll shut this shit down. You tell me one motherfucking thing that Kamala Harris is really going to do for us as a community that's going to help us as a whole, I'll shut this shit down. I'm waiting. Because of our fucking elders. Because they was fucking half a slave. Our grandmamas, our great-grandmamas, the last 50 years, they wanted to vote Democrat because they talked a good game. But what the fuck has it done for us? As a whole, what? Nothing. 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 Think I'm playing with this shit? I'm for real, for real. What has it done for us? How about this? Do your research. And I want y'all to get back to me with it. Research every fucking city, every fucking state that is predominantly ran by Democrats and see how the black folks is living out there. Research it all. Go do your paperwork. Go do your due diligence. Research every fucking city and state that are largely ran by Democrats and see how the black people are living. And then get back to me. Oh, I can't wait either. I can't wait either. But seriously, if I'm talking bullshit, if I'm capping, I want you to personally go and research every predominantly democratically ran city and state and see how the black people are living. Then you will understand what the fuck I'm talking about. Prove me wrong.
Biden performed. You look at that coupled with Donald Trump's overperformance with Hispanic voters, with young voters. I don't think they have a lot to hang their hat on. It's not over. There's votes to be counted. We should point out that these blue wall states tend to be red mirage. You know, they go red and then they tend to go, the race narrows as these big urban areas come in later. But when you just look at the underperformance of Kamala Harris and the overperformance of Trump, it's going to be pretty hard, I think, for her to catch him.
Yeah, the Harris team is saying they believe they overperformed in Philadelphia. Does that give you pause?
I don't see where they're saying that. Now they're looking, I'm sure, at precinct analysis.
No, what the Kamala Harris fucking campaign shows you is that all they can do is try to present all the holes to try to fucking sway y'all vote. All of them was holes. Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, Gorilla, Beyonce, Kelly Rowland. She disappointed me with that one. And then she looked like a clown coming to the rally, looking like Step and Fetch. Like, what the fuck are we doing? You niggas ain't shit, man. Y'all would sell out for a fucking $10 bill. I swear to God, y'all will. You motherfucking niggas was fucking sell off for a $10 bill. Messy Michon, please, if you catch wind to this damn live stream, please hit me up. We need to do a collabo. I swear to God, it'll be epic because I love your content. And if those that are not subscribed to Messy Michon, please go over there and when you subscribe, hit her comments and tell her fucking Black Bottom Broadcast sent you because she goes off. She on point with her shit. She do the research like all of us do. Because we ain't about to just do this shit just to talk shit, just to say our own little talking points and entertain you. No, I want to inspire your mind. I want you to know what the fuck I'm talking about. Man, fuck Steve Harvey. Fuck Steve Harvey. Fuck D.L. Hughley. Fuck Ricky Smiley. Fuck Roland Martin. Fuck all them D9 motherfuckers. This is all they trying to do this for. See, this some frat shit. This ain't no real shit. This some private frat shit. What they trying to get with this right now. Because she a AKA. So, you know, most AKAs are sluts. Tell me I'm lying if you ain't been around the college scene. I haven't been around the college scene. I remember when I was in college, AKAs was trying to recruit me. I didn't want it. But I go to your parties. I come kick it with you sometime. I'll fuck your hoes. Yeah, I said it. But I don't take you motherfuckers serious. Yeah, the D9s, all the frats, all the fraternities and sororities. Fuck out of here, man. They the worst in our community. Because let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a serious question. What has all the black sororities and fraternities done for the black community over the last 20 years? What have they done to help with poverty, crime, jobs, mental health illness? What have they done to help our community? I'm listening. Chicago, nigga. I'm listening.
You dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
I'm listening. What have they done for us? What have they done for us? What have they done for our community?
Let's have some asses wiggling. I want some perfection.
They might have had some asses wiggling. That's about it. What has these motherfuckers done for us as a community? Have they helped us in education? Have they helped us in finance? Have they helped us in mental illness? Have they helped us in building our foundational fucking neighborhoods? Have they done anything for us? You fucking punk ass, bitch ass, black ass, Greek motherfuckers. Yeah, I said it. Come at me if you fucking want, motherfucker. I'm your daddy, nigga. Because what I rolled in is above all y'all. What I'm about is above all y'all. Y'all are fucking y'all are little cousins as far as what I'm affiliated with. So let's go there. Yeah, I'm about that. Y'all talk that. Cause I'm about that. What the fuck y'all doing for our community? You so-called fucking punk ass, fake ass fraternities and sororities. What the fuck are y'all doing for our community? I already know, Square. I already know. See, y'all don't want that kind of smoke, man. Because y'all don't know how to come back with that kind of response. But it's all good. I understand. You're not ready for that. You ain't about this life the way you think you say you about this life, man. Y'all talk about it, but y'all don't do it. I know some of y'all gonna get real pissed off after tonight's live stream, but I don't give two fucking shits. I really don't. The real ones understand what I'm talking about. You fake motherfuckers, get the fuck on, man. And wear your fucking diamonds and pearls. If you can afford it afterwards. If you really have it like that. So many of you niggas getting popped off on these fucking PPP loan scams, all this other shit. Yeah, y'all had some shit for a minute. Yeah, y'all had a little run. You know what I'm saying? But that shit coming to an end too. It coming for you. All you motherfuckers want to hold up money phone like stacks, like you have phones in your hand with money and showcasing your trips and all this other stupid ass bullshit because you motherfuckers is just so boisterous and don't want to put shit to make more money. You rather just have it and spend it because you was never taught financial literacy. That's not my fault. You just look at your mama. You just look at your family. And you just look at your life. Because me and mine, we going to be straight. I'm teaching that with my family. I'm showing that with my family. So I give a fuck what y'all fucking think. Yeah, I know a lot of y'all like, oh yeah, this is broke ass nigga. Man, fuck you. I done spent plenty of money with you bum ass niggas over the last 10 years. Fuck you if you think it was like that. Like real talk. Don't let me start calling names. Cause I will. And I dare you to fucking try to come at me reckless. But anyway, let's talk about this election shit.
And we're looking at a county total, so we should
I done got way off
give
the
that
subject.
caveat.
I'm sorry.
But Joe Biden got 80% of the vote in Philadelphia County, and she's not running at 80%. I think last I looked was at 77 or 78%. So that's a pretty significant difference when a race is as close as it is.
All right, Sarah and Mike, thanks to both of you. Tom Yamas has more from the big board on Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia, but I also want to give us
Hey, Big Mike, understand we're the beginning and the end. everything that came afterwards came because of us. That's just what it is. They know that. They don't want to admit it, but they know it. You don't compare with the real order of the world, with the men of men. When we have that cable tow, when we ride that goat, when I got kicked out of a 3rd-story window, don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with us like that. The real ones, don't fuck with us like that. Y'all wouldn't have what y'all have if it wasn't for us. Please don't fuck with us like that. And I have not been active in damn near 30 years. But it doesn't matter. I still love what it's about. But as long as it's with the right people. Because it's good and bad and all kind of shit. I'm from the greatest lodge in this country. And that's St. John's. I'm that motherfucker. Please don't test me. Please don't test our brothers and sisters. You sororities and fraternities, you're just a little bit lower than us. Don't get out your don't just don't do it. Please don't. And real motherfuckers that's affiliated, we ain't gotta boast and brag. We ain't gotta act like we better than you. That's not what we was taught. But don't test us either. Because then we're gonna spank you. And we show you what the bucket really is. So please don't do that. Everybody got they more ways, they 4 ways, they places, they spots, they levels. Stay in your level. Please stay in your level. You be better off staying in your lane. Don't try to get out the way and out your body. Because you might get taught something that you didn't want to get taught. See, real motherfuckers know real shit. My real brothers, my real squares, they know what the fuck I'm talking about. They know what I'm talking about. We don't do all that extra shit. We do what we do. Because it ain't about a title. It ain't about an image. It's about your life. It's about how you move. It's about how you conduct yourself. Some of you niggas need to stop playing. You're making it bad for us all. I'm here to tell you that. A lot of you niggas is making life hard for us all. Because you don't know how to fucking act. You don't know how to conduct yourself. You don't know how to talk to people. You don't know how to fucking work out problems. You do the bummest shit. And then we supposed to sit here and look at this shit like, damn, what the fuck? No. This is an embarrassment, man. This is an embarrassment. You want to know what's so crazy, Big Mike? You know, Gangster Genius got in contact with me recently, right? And he been trying to get me back involved in what he got going on. And like I told you, you know, and like a lot of people know, I'm retired from the music. I'm not doing the music shit no more. I had my time. I'm glad I had my time, and I'm satisfied with that. And that's something I can take with me to my grave. But this motherfucker would just be doing some extra shit. He be hitting me on my phone, saying some off the wall shit. I don't know what's going on with him. You know what I'm saying? Love the brother, but he doing the most. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you still fuck with him, but he kind of weirded me out with some of the shit that he be hitting me up with. You know, but it is what it is. But anyway, let's talk about this.
I'm check of where we are. It is still very early in the night, right? And even though people may be claiming they've won certain states yet, we still haven't called any of the battlegrounds here at NBC News. And a reminder, Harris's easiest path is to hold the blue wall. If she wins Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, remember, she gets to the White House. Even if she loses Georgia, North Carolina, the entire Sun Belt, she still gets there. Let's talk about Georgia, though. Let's find out where we are there in the Peach State. Still too close to call for NBC News right now. 91% of the vote is in, but let's talk about where the vote remains. Look at, okay, the giant circles, remember those giant bubbles? That's the vote that still is outstanding. We're still waiting on this vote to be counted. And we know the exact number, or we can estimate the exact number. We think it's going to be about 487,000 votes. There's still almost 500,000 votes out in Georgia. Still up for grabs here. Let's make some comparisons here. Remember, I told you Harris has to drive up the vote in the Atlanta metro area. 50% of the vote is going to come from this area right here. First county, Cobb County, she's performing just like where Biden is, slightly better. Fulton County, performing a little bit lower, but slightly, and there's still 7% of the vote out in Fulton, where Atlanta is exactly. Gwinnett County, 80%'s in. Look, she's holding the same marks of where Biden was. She's overperforming in Douglas County as we move further south. Look, she's almost exactly where Biden was all around the ring counties of Atlanta. That's good news and overperforming in Rockdale County. But if Democrats wanted to expand the map, we're not seeing that tonight. A place like Cherokee, we're going to see if they could make inroads there just north of Atlanta. It touches those ring counties. Trump was at 68% in 2020. Tonight he's at 69%. And they've almost got all the vote counted there. I want to move down, though, because there is something interesting happening in the Black Belt of Georgia. I was talking to you guys about the Black Belt of North Carolina earlier and how she was underperforming there. Remember, this was Biden's number. This is her number tonight. Watch as we go around here, okay? These are counties where it's a majority African-American, 52%, 50% for Kamala Harris. This is a rural county. Trump is overperforming here. We go to another rural red county, overperforming here. We come down here to Doherty County. She's slightly overperforming Biden there. But again, if she wants to win the state of Georgia, she's got to be doing better than Biden. It seems like she could be doing that in Atlanta. The numbers are good for her right now in the metro region, but it's still really too close for us to call here in Georgia. So guys, I'm going to send it back to you.
Okay, Tom, thank you so much. I want to go to Chuck because, Chuck, we were talking about Donald Trump getting new voters, people that didn't vote in 2020, and those voters breaking for him. And you're seeing some pretty astounding numbers.
Well, you are. You know, it's interesting. Well, first of all, look, Georgia is going to shrink. You got about all of this vote is going to be Democratic vote. She's got to win the remaining probably 2-1. That's like a reasonable thing. I mean, Georgia's probably going to be decided by 4 or 5 digits.
And where the vote is outstanding,
exactly.
You think there's a shot?
I think we might be sticking around Georgia for a little while. Just it does. If you're them, you can't totally write it off. There's a path there. But our pollsters did some noted some comparisons to 2020. Just simply Trump margins. These are not in the battleground states, but it gives you a hint of the possibility Donald Trump could actually win the popular vote if he wins the Electoral College tonight. So, for instance, in Texas, he only won Texas a little over 5 points in 2020. He's won it by 14 points tonight. In Iowa, it was 8 points. It's nearly 15 points tonight. In Florida, it was 3 points. It's nearly 13 points tonight for Trump. Not only gave you some blue states, Virginia, it was a 10-point Biden victory. It looks like it's going to be somewhere between 2 and 4 this time in Virginia. New Jersey, 15 points Biden. Right now, it's 5 for Harris. Illinois, another state, is little under 10. It was at 17 points for Biden. So Trump has improved his standing in a lot of blue states. We'd seen that in our own polling, but it is why this time we are unlikely to have a split between the popular vote and electoral. Whoever wins the electoral college is probably going to win the popular vote.
Those are pretty dramatic margins. I mean, we're not picking about a point or two here. You're talking about Texas
5 points, 10
6,
points,
7, 8. I mean, that's
this is the Hispanic shift in the Southeast. It's clear. Florida and Texas, that's the massive Latino shift that we've seen tonight in those two states, but it may be spots of it everywhere.
So I'm getting reaction from Democratic lawmakers, from Democratic operatives. Some are still saying, look, we could still win this thing. We can hold on to the blue wall. And that's absolutely accurate because we're still tracking the vote. But one Democratic lawmaker, sort of to the point that Chuck is making, saying, if this race does not go Kamala Harris's way, this is a moment of reckoning for the Democratic Party. This person saying there needs to be a hard look at what went wrong and potentially really a real passing of the baton when it comes to leadership. And of course, the attention will turn to President Biden. And when he stepped aside, 72% in our exit polls saying the country is headed in the wrong direction. That's the backdrop to all of this. President Biden and this immense dissatisfaction with the direction that the country's headed.
So it could be the Democratic Party was allowed itself to just organize itself being an anti-Trump party. And in some ways, so focused on creating an anti-Trump coalition, they stopped being a political party, right? To come up with a basic agenda and again, right now, I get what that lawmaker is telling you, because if you look at the last, right, the whole Biden wasn't a pick of the future. It was a whatever you can do for Trump.
All right, we're gonna pause for a moment to welcome back some of our stations on the East Coast. It is just past 11:30 here in the East. Welcome back to those viewers.
Well, right now, in the polls, as far as numbers, Trump is up 214. The Kamala's 172.
Joining us on this exciting night, I'm Lester Holt.
And I'm Savannah Guthrie. Glad you're along with us. This is NBC's election night coverage, and we've started to fill in that map, but those all important.
We're not going to get the whole result tonight.
We have not called them yet. We've
I
been
might
getting
do
minute
a
by minute
special
projections, all leading up to this road to 270, which is the magic number needed to win the White House. So let's go through.
If you guys want me to react to what we're talking about and doing tonight on Wednesday, then hit me in the comments, and I might do a special like an hour, live stream. I ain't gonna try to do it all night like how we doing tonight, because we hitting it right now. But right now, I'm about to end this shit. We about to go and do what we do. Once again, we on. And once again, we off. Hey, stay on point with what's going on with tonight. It's Black Bottom, we out. Like my man Simple the P used to always say, God rest his soul. I want you to live as long as you want and never won't, as long as you Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. You are here at another edition of the Black Bottom Broadcast. Because of what's going on with this election shit, I probably might do something for Wednesday. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. Bro. I love watching different content creators and networking with them. So I'm gonna definitely check them out. So thank you for the heads up on that. Everybody be good. I hope everyone has a great remainder of the week. I hope everyone is striving to be the best version of yourself. And hey, we red this year, so we gonna be red. I ain't worried about what's going on, how this motherfucker talking. We gonna be red this year, y'all. Everybody get this fucking shit back right. Let's make America great again. Let's make America healthy again. Let's make America whole again. Real talk.
Where we are heading now, babe. I fall to the edge of it all.
Thank y'all for tuning in. You are here at the Black Bottle Podcast. Before the moment flies, so tell me goodbye. There's a brighter one.